Our tropical wave Invest 93 still only has a 40% chance of developing, and the reason for that is we have not really seen any activity throughout the last several hours as the center of the system is now over the Gulf waters. If we were to really see something try and organize quickly, we would likely already see some thunderstorms developing around the center, and that just has not happened. In fact, a lot of the thunderstorms that were near the center have all but fallen apart, with a more unassociated complex well removed to the west. These are some storms that are just off of our coast. And as far as the winds go, you've got some gusty winds certainly within some of the stronger thunderstorms, but even the observing stations near the center are only at about 8 to 9 miles per hour. So these are fairly weak winds around that center. Obviously, within some of the stronger thunderstorms, you'll find some stronger gusts. And we clearly did see on visible satellite what had been that center. Thought maybe we would see or try and see kind of a new center develop within the thunderstorms late last night, really early this morning, and that didn't happen. Hurricane Center maintained that its center is the one that stayed on land. Well, now that center has emerged out over open water, and that's when we really watch it closely through the night and into tomorrow to see if there is any activity. And so far, there hasn't been. As I mentioned, there are actually thunderstorms well removed, got a big complex, and actually kind of looks to be a little bit of a mid-level spin right there off the chandeliers. We'll see if these storms hold together. We had one pocket that fell apart and another one that is just to the south and right around Biloxi through the Mississippi Sound and just about moving into the Biloxi Marsh. Also some thunderstorms inland, a little complex out over the lake. If it holds together, we'll likely see these move across parts of more so Jefferson Parish, but some of that also could include parts of the metro area into the city. Again, if that holds together, it looks like as it has been moving south, it has been weakening. Also some storms around Jean Lafitte and farther south that we've gotten passing showers for the second half of the day today. If that's all we see from this event, then we'd be in pretty good shape. Now, obviously, within some of these downpours, you can pick up a quick 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. But if you do get about 2 inches of rain and then there's a significant break, at least that does give time for natural drainage, water is to clear out on some of the roads, and then kind of preparing ourselves for another round. And notice, this is not just what I would describe as a rain shield where it's just everyone is getting into the rainfall. It comes in waves, and if we can get breaks in those waves of showers and storms in the coming days, I don't think the flooding risk is going to be a widespread concern. Flood watch remains in effect, and again, a lot of these numbers are kind of on the high end of what we could see, 3 to 6 with localized amounts of 8 to 10 possible at kind of a worst case scenario. As far as what we have seen so far today, a few passing showers at times, yes, to cool things off, but otherwise we got into the 90s across much of the area. Looking live out toward downtown, kind of an ominous skies. We've got some clouds rolling through along with some of these thunderstorms. There is going to be a brief window through the night tonight and into early tomorrow that we could see maybe some better organization with this system. It's not looking very likely that we would see a tropical storm. Certainly possible for a depression, but so far we at least have seen in the short term has not been any real organization, and there have been a few factors kind of working against this system organizing. Rainfall will be moving through at times throughout the night tonight and kind of continuing at rounds or in rounds through tomorrow and into Thursday. The risk of flooding will continue into maybe Saturday, although it does start tapering off. So thankfully the rain chances and rain coverage will begin to decrease. The greater concern of any kind of flooding is going to be tomorrow and Friday, with a higher risk across southwestern and south central Louisiana, Lafayette, and areas toward Lake Charles. That would be the main concern for any flooding. As far as us, we've got a level 2 out of 4, and to be honest, we've been there many times and typically see at times heavier rain totals in some of our afternoon summer thunderstorms. Those rain chances, though, do start to decrease rapidly by Sunday and going into early next week. And in fact, by next week, we're going to have an upper high building in, which will really limit rain chances and send temperatures into the mid, maybe even some upper 90s.